Welcome back. How good is the air quality in your home, and are you maintaining your heating and cooling systems properly? We have Swain joining us today from Interior Plumbing and Heating to talk to us about some of the tips and tricks we should be keeping in mind. Great to have you here today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's perfect time of year. We always find that in the wintertime, we always have dry air, which can cause all kinds of health problems, from bleeding nose, sore dry throat, to even a lot of static in your clothing.
So much of the time we have forced air, whether it's from heat or from trying to cool it down, right?
Yep.
And that's bad for the system in general.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Typically, you want to add humidity in the wintertime and remove humidity in the summertime.
Okay.
Dry air feels cooler. Moist air feels warmer. So you want to add that, especially in the wintertime.
How expensive is it to add like a built-in humidifier? I know for me, I have a humidifier in my bedroom, but I've never thought to install one into the house.
Typically, installed humidifiers can range around $600.
Which is pretty cheap when you're thinking about what will probably be like a 10-year investment.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, and this is the example of one.
There's all kinds of different humidifiers on the market. The older style, they were based on a foam drum rotating through a pail of stagnant water, essentially. They've really upgraded the different styles of humidifiers. There's this style here, which uses a disc system, and it automatically cleans itself once a day to twice a day, depending on the setting.
Right.
There's another style, I believe we have it over here, which is it's called a flow-through system. Instead of having water sitting in a pan, it allows the water to flow through a humidifier pad, picks up the moisture to deliver it in the air.
Great. Sounds like a great investment to me. Let's talk about our furnaces and our filters and the fact that this is probably a good time of the year to be changing them, right? We've come through the winter. It's time to change over. I know I did mine about a month ago, and it didn't look dirty. We've got some pictures here that we're showing. This might be on the extreme end, Swain. I don't know. What do you think?
That is a little on the extreme end. However, unfortunately, we do see several examples of that type of dirty filter when we do service work.
So what do you need to know about changing filters and how often? There's an example of the clean versus the dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, how often, what kind of quality? You shouldn't go for the cheap ones. We're going to find out when we do a demonstration in a sec, but what do you recommend?
It's always recommended to change your filter at least every 3 months.
So I'm not changing mine enough either. Okay.
A lot will depend on your system.
Yes.
Some filters, which are high density filters, they can be a detriment to your system if it's not installed properly, if your system isn't designed for it, if the ductwork and the furnace fan isn't powerful enough to suck the air through the filter.
How do you know what kind of filter to get then?
A really good rule of thumb is contact your furnace service technician. Ask them.
Okay.
But another indication is typically filters come in a 1-inch size. Most 1-inch filters can be 2 different styles. Either one like this, which we call a disposable throwaway style.
Right.
And they come in different colors and shapes, all depending on where you get them.
So there's one and then that one. And so some are better than others. Like I think in a situation with a filter, it sounds like, Swain, that you get what you pay for, right?
You do get what you pay for.
If you're going to go for the little $9.99 junker, there's a good chance that perhaps it's not going to do the best job for you.
Exactly.
And this might be the $9.99 junker that I'm holding here, and we only have a minute, so I want to do this little demo. Swain's going to show us what $9.99 gets you in terms of what's going through here.
This is just sugar.
And so, keeping in mind that this is sugar particles, but air, like dust and stuff, would be smaller than that.
Dust is quite a bit smaller than sugar. This filter is what we consider a very low-end filter.
And look at what's going through.
Not a lot of dust particles will actually be captured by this filter.
So, yeah, maybe don't get the cheapies.
This won't protect your home very well. It won't provide you much in relief for allergies and air filtration. You'll be doing a lot of dusting in your house with this type of filter.
Yeah. Interesting. Anything else you want to add? We're almost out of time, but some valuable tips here today.
The biggest thing is make sure you get a filter that works for you and for your system.
Fair enough. And every 3 months?
at least every 3 months.
I got to step it up a little bit. However, you know, it's a good reminder, especially this time of the year. So if you haven't switched out your furnace filter, now might be a good time while you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right, Swain, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We have the information on the screen if you'd like to get a hold of Interior Plumbing and Heating. They'll have some tips and tricks for you and give you some pointers to make sure you're making the right decisions in your house. We're back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.